Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into this incredibly poetic and striking narrative called The Grafted Future, A Vision for the Pili Farm. Now, at first glance, you might think, okay, this is just a story about farming, right? Like, specifically, the simple act of planting a grafted pili tree on a quiet, dewy morning. But as we unpack the layers of this narrative in today's explainer, we're going to see that it's actually this profound meditation on long-term vision, patience, and how we deliberately invest in our own lives. It's literally about taking the dirt and soil of agriculture and transforming it into a roadmap for personal growth. So let's just jump right into it.
The text immediately bridges the gap between literal farming and a grander life vision. It opens with this absolute powerhouse of a line: I am not just planting a tree today, I am planting the future. It sets a tone that's incredibly grounded, but entirely forward-looking. I mean, think about that for a second. This isn't just about sticking a small sapling into the dirt and, just seeing what happens. It's about the heavy intention behind the act. When you plant something with this mindset, you're making a physical, tangible declaration that you believe in a tomorrow. You're taking your hopes for the future and anchoring them in an action you're taking right now, today. Moving into Section 1, Why Grafted Pili, the Practical Choice. So, the author doesn't just plant any random seed. They intentionally choose a grafted seedling. If you're not familiar, grafting is this sophisticated agricultural technique where tissues of different plants are literally joined together so they grow as one, combining the best traits of both. It's brilliant. And this choice offers three distinct logical benefits. One, it bears fruit earlier. Two, it guarantees the quality of the harvest. And three, it provides a really clear direction for the farm. This perfectly illustrates the blend of deep philosophy and hard practicality in the text. The narrator is taking calculated, scientifically backed steps today to make sure they have a robust, predictable outcome tomorrow. And that brings us to Section 2, Planting as an Investment and the Mindset of Waiting. In our fast-paced world, there's this constant, relentless pull to rush for instant profit. We're all just so accustomed to immediate gratification. But the farmer takes a decidedly different path, waiting for long-term things. It's a deliberate rejection of the instant in favor of the sustainable. Every single grafted pili planted is treated as a literal investment in the life they eventually want to achieve. It really makes us look in the mirror and ask, are we constantly chasing quick wins, or are we actively building something designed to last for decades?
Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, Harvesting at the Right Time and the Journey of Cultivation.
Because look, this vision, it is not an overnight success. True, lasting growth never is. First and foremost, it requires care. Picture the golden sunlight and fresh water hitting the dry soil. It's the daily, quiet, and let's be honest, often unglamorous routine necessary to sustain life. You don't just plant a tree, pat yourself on the back, and walk away. No way. You have to show up for it. You have to nurture it, day after day, week after week, even when it looks like absolutely nothing is happening on the surface.
It also requires patience. But listen, this isn't just passively sitting around waiting for a tree to grow. It's active endurance. It's the physical reality of the shovel, the sweat, and the soil. There is a deep physical effort required to actually dig into the earth and carve out a space for growth. It's the willingness to really put your back into the hard work long before you ever get to taste a single piece of fruit.
And above all, belief. I mean, think about what it actually takes to stand in a bare, empty field, look down at a fragile little sapling, and genuinely envision a future full of sprawling shade, livelihood, and profound peace. That requires an immense amount of faith. Right now, in the present moment, these plants are small and vulnerable. But the farmer possesses this unwavering belief that the day will come when they provide shelter and a bountiful harvest. It is, without a doubt, the ultimate expression of optimism. And this brings us to the ultimate takeaway from the text. Plant now, harvest later. The effort, the sweat, and the deliberate, calculated choices you make today inevitably transform into the harvest of tomorrow. It's a timeless agricultural truth, absolutely, but it applies perfectly to literally every human endeavor. You simply cannot skip the planting phase and expect the harvest. Which leaves us with one vital thought to chew on. What are you planting today for your tomorrow? Whether it's your education, your relationships, your career, your health, or your personal growth, what small, deliberate investment are you putting into the soil right now? Are you rushing for instant profit, or are you cultivating a long-term vision? I really hope this explainer has given you a fresh perspective on the power of patience, strategy, and belief. Keep cultivating your future, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.